Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Bill Young from Berlin Center United Methodist, and I have a special assistant with me today, and her name is
Jenna.
And we are reading the Gospel of John study. Today we're going to look at John chapter 4, verses 39 through 42. And this is called the Test of Testimony. Many of the Samaritans from that town believed in him because of the woman's testimony. He told me everything I did. So when the Samaritans came to him, they urged him to stay with them, and he stayed for 2 days. And because of his words, many more became believers. They said to the woman, "We no longer believe just because of what you said. Now we have heard for ourselves, and we know that this man really is the Savior of the world." I'm now going to read from the book, pages 39 and 40. It's called Understanding the Word. One of the major themes in the entire fourth gospel is testimony, a theme clearly reflected in the final segment of this story. The Samaritans come to faith through the sinful woman's testimony about the remarkable fact that he knew exactly who she was and what her past was, but yet he offered her living water, everlasting life. In some ways, it is no surprise that testimony figures so large in this gospel. More than others, this gospel meant to aid the process of converting people, and is the only one that stresses that it goes back to an eyewitness who is giving his testimony in this narrative. See John 20 and 21. Jesus has suggested that his followers have the privilege not only of sowing the seeds of the word, but also being present at the harvest when the crops come in. Jesus believes that the eschatological age has already dawned, and the age when even the least, the last, and the lost will become the most, the first, and the found. Witness Exhibit A Samaritan woman. It can be stressed here already that the woman's testimony was not considered valid in various ancient contexts, including in courts, and yet Jesus thinks her testimony is not only valid, but vital, leading people to him. Notice the not-so-subtle put-down of the woman on verse 42. We no longer believe just because of what you said. Now we have heard for ourselves, and we know this man really is the Savior of the world. And so excited are the Samaritans about this Jewish Savior's surprise appearance in Samaria. Who would have thought it? That they invite him to stay with them, and he and the disciples stay an additional 2 days. The disciples may have expected that once Jesus got food and water, they could move on, and even escape enemy territory before the day was done. It was not to be. Jesus was not just passing through. He was stopping to save more lost people. So now let's take a look at the questions from this passage. Jenna, will you read questions 1 through 3?
Question 1. What was it about the woman's testimony that caused many of the Samaritans to believe in Jesus? Question 2. Why do you think the Samaritans urged him to stay with them? Question 3. What was it that led the Samaritans to know that Jesus was the Savior of the world?
All right, so this concludes our day 5 of week 3. I hope you've enjoyed all 5 readings this week, and I hope that you will join us Sunday morning, June 11th at 9:30 a.m. at Berlin Center United Methodist as we gather as a group to discuss John chapter 4 and go a little deeper. So I invite you to bring a friend. I hope to see you at 9:30. And until then, have a great day.